Hello everyone, this is Rex Red. I am back with another fun tutorial in Daz Studio today. We have a cowboy scene going on here. We're going to close this. That is our cowboy. Here is our cowboy, okay? What I've done is I've just basically put him in a pose and leaned him. This pose, I kind of wanted his leg to touch his arm, but then once it touched it, it kind of didn't look right, and then I wanted his hand to touch his hat, and then when I put it there, it didn't look right. So it kind of looks best when he's sort of in motion a little bit, okay? Now what he's going to do is he's going to be sitting back here, and there's going to be a fence that kind of goes in here, and there's going to be there's going to be a desert here with cactuses and all kinds of stuff, and a horse is going to be sitting there eating with its head coming down in here, eating some grass, okay? That is how this scene's going to go. A little bit of polka. Okay, so without further ado, we need a desert. And so we're going to make our desert with our UltraScenery. So we're going to make a desert. We need a fence also. So let's find a fence. Fence, C-E. I have to see it to know how to spell it. Fence, F-E-N-C-E. And we're going to go to Files here. And look, this looks like a fence to me. Prop. And let's see if it is what we want. We shall find out, shall we not? This is, I'm not sure the difference between these fences. Future US track. Oh, that's a fence. Okay, that kind of works. It curls out away, sort of, kind of, maybe. So, fence line. And so we grab this fence line and we go to our parameters and we go Y translate. We don't need it up in the air like that. And it seems like it's maybe far away, Z, X. Let's bring it close. And Y. Well, that looks nice. But I don't want it going in so far, so we're going to rotate it like this. So we'll rotate it so it kind of goes out that way. And then we will bring it this way and up so that he's leaning against a pole. There it is. There's our fence. That easy, huh? That is easy. It's easy once you get working on it. Okay. So now we might mess with this a little bit just to kind of give us the right angle about this. X, translate. I think that kind of works. But I'm thinking, okay, that might work a little better because we want his hat to kind of be seen. And I could scale this a little bit, like this maybe. So that, and then we could bring this down a little bit more, and then you'd see the kind of outline of his hat. X. See, I'm kind of like not liking the fence because it's it's kind of taking away from that where I wanted to have a nice, beautiful sunset here. It's kind of taking away from the solitary look of the sunsets, but I could put the fence in the distance like this. Okay, so what we could do is move our camera over like this, so you can't really tell what he's leaning up against. But now the fence is still kind of in the way. Z. Let's go back to our fence. And Y translate. Okay, X translate. X rotate. Yeah, see, we could do something like this, kind of bring it down so it's low on this end and high on that end. See, so that kind of works. All right. All right. We don't know what we're doing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. File, save as. We're going to call this Lonesome Cowboy. Say scene. We will save this in here for now until Cowboy. Lonesome Cowboy. All right. Let's see. I don't know. With the horse in here, kind of, it's, we'll see. I might change the name, but Cowboy on the Range. Okay, something like that. Yeah, let's go Cowboy on the Range. Save as, scene. Okay, Cowboy on the Range. That's better. And now we're going to add a desert. Okay, this is the fun part. But we need a camera. Okay, and I don't think I added a camera yet. Control alternate minus. Let's close that up. Nope, no camera yet. So create a new camera. Welcome, welcome people. Somebody was here and they left. Accept. Okay, and we're gonna lock the camera because this is where I'm gonna want it. So let's go to favorites, most used. Lock the camera. That's where I keep that. Why did it lock? Oh, it locked all of the directions so the camera can't move. Okay, we're looking at the camera properties. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to another favorite here, UltraScenery, most used. I keep it right there because I use it a lot. Okay, so we want our desert to be flat. So we're going to go with 1 here, and we're going to have no features because we don't any water or any roads or anything like that. Ecology is going to be now desert. And which kind of desert do we want? I want cactuses. I want cactuses. Cacti. This is what we want right here. Or maybe this. Let's go with that. And then we're going to go build. What we're going to do is go our camera view here and build. Build my scene. I need a scene for my cowboy. Okay. All right. Here we go. So we should have a scene pretty soon. Here we go, here we go. Cowboy on the range. Hopefully we don't have like a cactus going right through him or something. That would suck. The thing about when you make your land flat, it's kind of interesting. A lot of people don't think of this, but when you have flat land, you can then just add another UltraScenery in and another UltraScenery and another, and they'll all just kind of like lay on top of each other, and then you can get rid of these trees and those trees, and you can mix and match. As long as it's flat land, you can mix and match everything. Okay, so this is not what I was expecting, but it's kind of okay. Let's see what it looks like. This is our desert. It's all here. It just doesn't show unless we're in Iray mode. So we're going to have to lift him up. We're going to have to lift the fence up. I kind of wish when UltraScenery came in that it would average itself out with with zero like Y. But it doesn't always. It doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. And the more hills you add, the higher up in the air your ground comes, and then you end up moving your entire scene up in the air. I don't like doing that. So let's see what this scene looks like. It's going to be a desert. So we might be in the wrong mode. We might need to be in memory mode. Because when your computer you can't really see this. I'll show you what's happening now. Is when your computer keeps doing this over and over. This is down in the bottom here. Notice how it keeps going over and over and over it again. That usually means that it's in the wrong mode. It somehow got stuck in in speed mode rather than memory mode. And I'll show you how to change that. What did I just do? Okay, let's come back here. And so it just won't render. It's like stuck in a cyclical thing. So you go back to Iray, and I use Control 9. I mean, to go back to texture shaded mode, and then you go in to your render settings. You go to optimization and see where it says speed. We're going to switch that to memory, and watch this now go right into Iray. Into Iray. It has to, in order to use UltraScenery, you have to use memory instancing optimization. It should work now. There it is. Okay. We have a problem here, okay, because I didn't kind of anticipate this, but my cameras, this isn't really kind of the desert I was looking for, but I'm going to need some kind of grass. It's not really the desert I was looking for, but I have to now kind of unlock my camera. I've got the camera too close to the ground, and so the grass and everything is blocking my blocking the camera, because it's like the camera's in the grass. Okay, so we're going to go now to this, and we're going to unlock our camera. And we're going to try to do this in Iray. So I can kind of pull this up a little bit. See, the more I pull this up, the higher my scene goes up the more I lose my sky. Okay? That's exactly what I want right there. Perfect. Okay, so this scene, not really perfect, because I don't want a cactus coming right through his head. But because this is now, see, this is very difficult to deal with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cowboy up out of the ground. And let's do a few things here. Because otherwise everything else is kind of cool. So what we're going to do is get our cowboy so he's sitting on the ground. Control 9. Okay, so let's move Dalton up. Up, up, up. Come on, Dalton. You need to sit on the ground and not in the ground. And we're going to make sure his butt is sitting there, and then we're going to lift his leg a little bit. Bend. Which way do we bend it? This way. Okay, down a little bit. Okay. And now we got to bend his arm too. This way. It's weird. His arm goes. How do we bend your arm? Bend, not twist. Okay. His foot's fine. Okay, now we're going to take this fence, our fence line. We're going to bring that up. Now the cactus has disappeared, except for a tiny little bit sticking. Well, I don't think that's the cactus. That may actually be my fence line. I'm not sure. Why translate? No, it's not. Okay, so, but, okay, what I want to do is we're going to do this little thing with the fence again. We're going to rotate it so this part's up and this part is down. We're going to go a little more like that, exaggerate it, and then bring this Y translate like that. Okay. And we don't know what he's sitting up against, leaning up against, but it's cool. It's okay. We're all fine with that. Now, what if we rotate Dalton a little bit, like on the Y, rotate? What happens if we rotate him a little bit this way or a little bit this way? Which way does he kind of look best? I think he looks best just straight on, like we had him. Z. Up, we want to redo that. Redo the fence. Okay, I like the fence where it's at now. Save this. Okay, so now he's sitting on the ground, which is kind of nice. Could we move him a little closer to the camera? Let's see. Or maybe we move the camera a little closer. Are we using the camera? No. Let's go to the camera. Okay, we've got to do this again. And we've got to move in. Let's move in on Dalton a little bit. And make him a little bigger so that he fits in the scene. So he's like, there we go. All right. Let's see what this looks like now in Iray. That's pretty good. Okay, you can't really even see this. Now we're going to go back into... I can't like do anything right now because everything is all... Because this Iray scene just freezes everything up. So we're going to go to 9. Okay, out of here. And then we're going to go and close Dalton up here, and we're going to go back to our UltraScenery. And we're going to go favorites here, and we're going to go to most used. We're going to open UltraScenery again. It will reload our scene. And this build, is it in here? Ecology seed. We're going to change for the ecology seed and rebuild the scene. See if it throws that cactus in a different place. It just pretty much shuffles everything around in the scene, puts it all in different places. The ecology seed. Maybe we won't have a cactus coming out of his head. Hi, I'm Cactus Man. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. I need to plug in my phone. I am thinking of buying a tablet, and I don't know whether to buy a Samsung tablet or to buy an iPad. Let me know in the comments why you think I should buy an iPad over a Samsung tablet, or why I should buy a Samsung tablet over an iPad. Now I have an iPhone, and I have an iPhone 14. And I have a S22 Ultra Samsung phone, but I use my Samsung phone. So I just use my iPhone for, well, right now it's pointing at me, and I use it for my live. But the thing is I'd like to have a tablet for working in with art, and possibly even using it as a drum to play drums for my music, as a drum pad. Okay, well, this isn't good. And where in the creakies is the cactus? There's supposed to be cactus in this. Where's the cactus? Okay, well, this didn't work. Okay, so all right, let's go back. So we just picked the wrong seed. But I'm also thinking that maybe we have the wrong ecology also. Come on. I want cactuses. Look at all the cactuses, and they didn't even give me one. Maybe I don't have them. All right, what's going on here? Let's go out of this mode. Okay. close this. I have to close this because I have to get out of Iray. Okay, you would think that with two 3090 graphics cards that it could handle this a little better than that, but it doesn't. So, okay. We're going to try this again. Please get us out of here. Okay, thank you. Now we should be able to maneuver around here in UltraScenery. Okay, build. Okay, ecology. That's what I want. Okay, we're going to try this desert. This has got pear cactuses as well. Just build. Camera extended. Okay, we're going to use that seed. We're going to use a different seed. Hopefully it doesn't put a pear cactus in front of us. Sometimes you just have to regenerate and regenerate and regenerate until you get the exact piece of land you want. You just change the seed and it throws everything in a different place. And you keep regenerating until you get the desert you want. I'm lucky because UltraScenery used to, before this accelerator product came out, UltraScenery used to take like 20 minutes to almost an hour to generate a scene, to generate your land. So now it takes, maybe a minute and a half, and that is huge. A huge time saver. So how they do it, I don't know. They were using the computer before, and now they switched to using the graphics card. I don't know, but it's much faster. Okay, let's see what looks like we have a cactus in our scene. Wow. Amazing. You know what? I just thought of something. I can put my own cactuses in here too. So I could put a Joshua tree in here. So we will see about that. If it's too sparse. Okay, so this, okay. I obviously have a problem. I don't have a light in the scene. So my camera is lighting up this bush here. What if I try and just turn... Okay, so this isn't working. We've got a nice pear cactus in here. This is kind of nice except for this bush. If I can find out what the bush is, what we can do is... Because I kind of like this a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's shrub layer. Which layer is this? Okay, it's not that layer. We could put that on. So my camera is putting off a light. Prickly pear proxies. You'd think it was that shrub layer. Chola layer. This is probably it. The chola layer. Whatever that is. Long grass layer. Low grass layer. Okay, it could be this long. This is. Okay. Whatever that is, it wasn't the chola. We'll turn that back on. And let's try the long grass layer. Wow, that just like cleaned the whole scene out. Like everything is in the long grass layer. That's screwed up. Kind of wish that wasn't the case. There's like 358. There's not that many things in that. So what we could do, okay. So we can work with this long grass layer is we'll turn off the pebble layers, the stone layers. Okay, we're going to turn off these other layers that we don't need right now. This. The shrub layer. I didn't even see a stitch of low grass. It's low grass is 3,000 pieces of low grass. Let's turn that off. Let's turn off the cactus layer, the Chiola layer, and the prickly pear layer. Okay, now we have a crap load of this long grass. So what we're going to do is we're going to unpack this. Now I can actually work with the scene. I'm going to hide Dalton as well, just to give myself a little bit of headroom, and we're going to hide the fence. Okay, so let's save this. If I unpack this there's only 300 items in this long grass layer. And so if we go to UltraScenery, okay, here, it is letting me get around a little bit. What's these UltraScenery proxies? Can I turn them off? Yeah, whatever they are. I think they're representations of the trees and all. So we're looking for the word ultra or toolkit. Toolbox, toolkit. We'll look up ultra and we'll find it. This is in our utilities. Oh, this camera is bugging me. The camera light. I have to put a light in the scene and create a spotlight, and that will turn the camera light off. Okay. All right, that's a little better. Okay, so we now are looking for a toolbox here. So I'm going to go out of Iray for a moment. We're going to take this long grass layer. Okay, this might be it. It's one of these toolboxes. Toolbox, yeah, they're toolboxes. It's unpack. It's called unpack instant groups. Does this do it? Okay, one instance group. These are the proxies. Okay, I think it's... Oh, okay. Which grass is it? Okay, we have to figure out which grass it is. Is it the desert sage? Holy crap, not this again. So it's not the desert sage. There's only 2 desert sages. I think there's more than 2. Okay. Okay, the desert sage is that's one of them I'd kind of like out of the way. So we're going to go and unpack these. Unpack the desert sage. Okay. Well, I thought that we had it. Okay, maybe it's because it's turned off. Oh. What's going on here? Proxies. Pipe cactus. It's not the proxies. Instance group. What about this? You are using NVIDIA Iray Preview. This is not working well when running a script like this. Should I fix that or fix it? Okay. Is not a group. All right. What the crap? Okay. I'm sorry. I sometimes get impatient. You think? All right. What UltraScenery group? What about this? Instance group locator. Okay. Stones, cactus, shrubs, prickly pear. Okay. All right, this helps. I don't think you use these directly. Okay, okay, I think I know how this works now. And where's the repack? Okay, unpack. Okay, so we're looking for, what was this called? The sage layer? I don't see the sage layer. Okay, this was the long grass layer. Unpack. Okay. Delete. Okay, that's gone. Okay, now how do I repack it all? I think it just repacked it. So now we have another thing in the way. It's this here. Okay, this is kind of complicated. This is the sage group. Can I select this? Okay, we go to 9 and everything seems to be packed again. The long grass layer. Okay, so let's try this again. UltraScenery, like that. Long grass layer. Now we're looking for, okay, unpack. Where is the piece of grass that's in front? Okay, what if we just repack now? Long grass layer. I'm not sure how this works. Repack. Group instance, like the sage. Okay, it would seem as though okay, the sage. Can we repack that? Long grass like a repack. What the crap? Script. UltraScenery. Requires at least one IG doctor name of instant group node. Oh, there it is. To repack that. Okay, so we can repack that like this. All right. So what if we tried doing this instance? Okay, see, that doesn't work. All right, what if I, let's go to here. There's got to be something I don't have turned, that I have turned, that's still on. It's this grass here in the front. I've missed something. Okay. And so far this is working pretty nice. It's baffling the heck out of me, but okay, I think okay, when I go to unpack this long grass layer, okay, what What is it? Okay, desert grass. Let's see which one it is. Okay, it's not the desert grass. Okay, it would be this desert grass 012. Yes. Almost like I could just delete that and get by. And this piece of sage here, there's 3 of them. Well, that's not it. So this is would be this group. No, where's another desert sage here? Yeah, we could kind of just delete that too. All right, I think I've fixed my scene. So now we can turn everything else kind of back on and see what our desert looks like. What we got left. Okay, and let's the prickly pear. The pebbles. The pebbles. And we've got low grass. And we've got base stones. Now, we have these cactuses and all. I'd kind of like to move them where I want them. Or just maybe just get rid of these and just leave that one and maybe move it where I want it. So where is that? Which one is that? Are they in here? Pipe cactus. This is a pear cactus. So let's see which one. Cactus layer. Pipe. I don't see pear cactus. Maybe they're calling it pipe cactus. Well, we know how to fix that. We just see if it, when we turn this off, if they go away. No, that's the tall cactuses. All right, shrub layer. Oh, pear cactus layer. There's 4 of them. Okay, so we should be able to go here, click on this instant group locator. I guess we got to select this one. Fix it. Okay. Then it's going to tell me I'm not in Iray. Okay. I mean that I don't have the thing selected. So we click, okay. Prickly pear. No, okay, pear layer. Unpack. Okay. So let's go now into so these are the instances. Can I select them now? It definitely, it looks like it broke them apart. Yeah, prickly pear 1. No, I don't think it did break them apart, because look at that. They're still grouped. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Let's get out of Iray. It doesn't like us to be in Iray when we do this. Okay, prickly pear layer, unpack. Okay, well, let's try that. UltraScenery. Oh, look at this. Oh, stones. Okay, prickly pear layer. There it is. Wow. Okay. Unpack. Now we can move this where we want. This is nice. Parameters. X translate. Z, that didn't work. Let's try actually X translate. Those, okay. Why can't I just select it and move it? There it is. That works. Okay. And so now we go back to this, our UltraScene. We go back to here. Oh, this is so nice. You select it and you can just scroll through and select it, unpack it, unpack. Okay, this piece we can put over here. Okay. And we can't select that. We have to undo that. So, wow. This is ready to move. Turn on our Cowboy for a moment. See how that's kind of... Okay, and the other prickly pear cactuses we can just kind of get rid of. Okay, I don't need that many. UltraScenery. Okay, what did that just do? Okay, that didn't do anything too bad. Okay, prickly pear. Okay, that's, we want to unpack this little prickly pear and get rid of it. And now let's take and grab this and repack. Where is that? Okay, this is it. Repack. Oh, that, oh, it hit it, but it's there. Okay. And now we're going to do this one, repack. Let's hope it's there. And this one, repack. Okay, I think I deleted the one. Okay, so now let's go into Iray and see if they're still there. Wow. We learned something. We should have 3 cactuses there in the middle of our scene. And they're there. Look at that. This is nice now. Okay. So let's bring in our okay, we have a piece of sage here. So we're going to do the same thing with the sage layer. Okay, we're going to find this piece of sage layer. We can move it somewhere or we can delete it. This is nice how this works. Okay, so we need to go out of Iray. And then we're going to go here, click on our UltraScene instance locator. Where's this shrubs layer? Okay, unpack. All right, we're going to take this, and rather than do anything bad with it, we're going to just move it out of the way. This is amazing now how we can do this. We can still keep it in the scene. Oh, that is they're very strange how that is. It's been rotated. It's been in order to put it in the scene. And it's even been tilted a little bit. So that's kind of interesting how this works. Why did I just move his hat? Z? Didn't want to do that. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Let's use these ones instead. Z. Z. X. And Y. Z. Okay, that can go there, and X. As long as it doesn't interfere with our cactus. Okay, this is nice. So we now go and repack everything here in our, find our desert instance. Smart. Where is it? It's a very special file. It's going to be in here. That's it right there. Repack it all. Wow. This is amazing. It's packing a few hundred objects back into there. Let's go into Iray and see if that is where it's supposed to be. This is nice. Okay, I have my fence turned off. Okay, so let's now turn off UltraScenery for now because it's a hog. So UltraScenery is kind of all set now. Now this, we need to take this. Oh, this is the unpack instance group. So we're going to go with this instance locator in the repack, and we're going to add these. So create custom action. This is going to go in my favorites under the most used group. Accept. And this one here, right click. This is how I create a custom action, most used. Okay, so now they're going to be up here. I don't have to go and find them. There's going to be the instigator, and I think I'll throw this unpack in as well. Create custom action. Okay, most used, accept. So we have them now up here. I don't have to go and find the toolbox. That is nice. Now, there was another one that I wanted while I'm thinking of this. It's manager. It's this thing, control alternate minus. And here it's a light manager. We're going to try to find that again. Something kind of profound about that right there. Okay, Iray Light Manager Pro. And where do I want to put this? In most used. This is kind of getting full. But utilities, we'll throw that in there too. Favorites, most used. Okay. So now we have that up here as well. This Light Manager Pro. I might move them around and give them and put them in a script in a utilities folder. But for now, now these, the PBR skin, I use these a lot too. So we're gonna throw these in there. I'm gonna go in and mess with it later. This is PBR Manager, and this is regular Iray Manager. Create custom action. We're going to throw them in there. Okay, because I use them a lot. And this brightness manager, I use that a ton too. So why go and look for them when I can just have them right up here and boom, most used, brightness manager. See, these are very important to me. Okay, I am happy. Makes me very happy. HDR Manager. This right here also, I don't use it, but this would install something up into the scripts. HDR Manager for images, for assets. This is important right here. Install first. We're going to go here. Oh, it just put it up here. Okay. Well, I can deal with that. And there's the documentation as well. This is interesting. Okay. Now, Map Manager. This is how you take, you can copy a certain map from one, but I don't think I'm going to do with that right now. Okay, and Iray Light Pro Manager. Okay, I think that's it for now. I don't want to overdo it. Now we're going to find our Daz Horse. So we're going to go to Smart Content, get rid of Manager. Horse. We need the horse. All right. Come on, find my horse. We're going to have to use Iray on the horse. I hid part of his hair. So I drew a circle around this from Geometry Editor and hid his hair. So if I bring him out and bring him back in, his hair's going to puff back out because the DUF files don't remember things that are hidden. Now I have some new horse textures, materials that I haven't used yet. This is the Mighty Stallion poses. So we need just the Daz Horse 3 first. And there it is, our beautiful Daz Horse 3. And female, we're going to go with, it doesn't matter. I'll go with I want the Thoroughbred male because we're just going to have their head come in. So, and they're going to be eating some grass. And I'm probably going to put a little thing of something for them to eat, like a grass, some kind of grass there. Poses. Do we gonna get? Oh, that's kind of the pose. Was this grazing? Which one is grazing? Grazing. It says grazing 1, but I don't see grazing 2. Is this grazing? Walking 1. Oh, this is grazing 1. All right, we'll try that on the horse. Okay, and see, I don't think it worked. Let's go to parameters. Let's go out of Iray. Okay, let's take our Thoroughbred and move him. Parameters over and see what's happening. Yeah, he is grazing. Let's turn him. Y rotate. And let's move him over like this. Okay. That works. Let's move him back a little bit. Z. Okay, and we got to run an Iray. We've got to run a simulation so his hair falls. Okay, run him back a little bit more. And now let's do our simulation. We're going to turn start bones off, simulate. Let's see if we can get that hair to fall. And I don't think it's going to work because the hair doesn't fall fast enough. Somebody said I could change the gravity, so we're going to try that. Z. Okay, I didn't want to do that. Edit, redo, translate. Clear that. Okay, what if we go into our simulation? Where's gravity? Initialization time. Stabilization time. What if we I don't know what I'm doing here because I've never tried to change these. So, but if we go initialization, I think that's when it would start, which because it starts at 0, you would, oh yeah, you can change when it starts, so it starts as a delay. Stabilization time, times per frame, subframes. Okay. What we're going to do is open our timeline here. We're going to a range of 150 total frames. We're going to use the timeline. Play range. Simulate. Now it's got a little bit more time to kind of fall. 150 may not be enough. We shall see. Come on, hair. I think it's going to be enough for the hair to fall. I mean, if I stopped it right there, it'd be okay, but it's going to get better. The mane should plop down over. I think it's going to plop to the left, which is fine. Oh, the Daz Horse 3 is so beautiful. Daz really does. Their artwork is tight. It's the Daz products, you know, that's why I kind of get upset that they don't do enough male products. When they do male products, they do like that cowboy suit, I believe that's a Daz product. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. It's so well done. It's really nice work there. It's just so when they do work, it's really nice, high quality. And so I kind of get disappointed because I just see so many female items, and you know, it's probably a ratio of like 30 to 1 or 40 to 1, you know, for male products. And then I think, you know, well, a lot of male products are very different, like chest hair, you know, it's like they don't make chest hair for us. So we're just going to get rid of this. And so now we have to remember that that's got to stay at the end. That's where all of my everything else is going to get moved. I don't know how to bake this in. If there's a way to bake this. So I'd kind of like to bake it in so that I could just so that it's just like this would be the first frame again. Now, there's a way to freeze this animation also. And I might want to do that at least for now. There's a freeze animation. Where is it? Well, it used to be here. Simulation settings. Oh, there's gravity. I could have set the gravity up and it would have fallen faster, possibly. So, I don't know. I just don't know if I like doing that, though, and changing the physics of the world. So, but well, I don't know where it is. Supposed to be a freeze animation. Freeze. But it's not that important that I freeze this, because I'm not going to save this now. I'm not going to dForce anything else in this scene. So now let's see what the horse looks like in what this looks like in Iray. Now what it's going to do is it's going to cover that one cactus, but luckily that one cactus I'm able to move wherever I want, I think. The scene is getting kind of heavy. Okay. All right, now let's go to Iray and see what it looks like here. I've turned off my fence, remember that. UltraScenery's turned off. Oh, okay, now there's a problem with my, I'm kind of glad I didn't freeze it, because the mane went on the wrong side. And it just doesn't look right. It looks like mane's been cut. So we have to fix that somehow. And that would be in parameters, maybe. So let's back up. Let's go back to our simulation, clear that, and go back here. There's a way to do this in parameters, I think. Thoroughbred. Okay, I think we can just use one of these and just throw the main. I don't think I even have to. Nose curve, main let's type in main. Main. Main, M-A-N. A. What the heck? Okay. Back straight, horse head. Okay, that's weird. Eyebrows, chin, small jaw, muzzle length. I don't really want to change the way the horse looks. I might change its color, but I'm not even sure about that yet. DA, what's this? I was thinking the horse kind of looked a little small, but I think I want... Say, okay, we have thoroughbred here. Neck arch, neck look, head side side, tail left, tongue right. Okay. Okay, this kind of sucks. All right, I think the mane might actually be a separate thing. Mane. Okay, here it is. Preview hairs. Mane left, right. Okay, I've got to look at this from the side to tell what's happening here. Okay, so if we put it like that, it will fall that way. Okay, go back to our camera. So now that's how you do that. So we go back to simulation and simulate. And it's going to go back through this thing. If it's kind of laying that way, it's going to fall that way. And I might kind of mess with the gravity a little bit, but I might have to put its head up and then do the mane. We'll see what happens. Because it's going to fall right straight ahead, like, kind of. I think it'll fall ahead, then plop over. It might look funny. It looks like it's still plopped over on the right side. How can that be? Maybe it went ahead instead because of the way his head is. Because you can see it's all kind of bunched up by his ears. We'll know when we go around, but you know, it was plopped over enough to the side that I thought it was going to fall. I think I can find some main poses. We'll see. It looks a little thicker than it did, but if it was plopped to the other side and it fell, it doesn't make sense that by switching it to the other side that it would all fall to the front again like this. So let's see, perspective view. See, it did. It looks like it all fell mostly to this side. Wow. All right, Z, let's get out of here. Clear this. Okay, back to the camera. We're going to try to find a main pose in our horse stuff. Poses. Okay, I don't see one here. Daz Horse for Daz 3. What's this? Hair. Main right, main left. Let's try. This would be right. Okay, let's try the Thoroughbred. Oh, it gave me a different mane. Z. Okay, so we can get rid of this mane then. Mane head. We'll keep the muzzle hair. Mane, and let's try this mane here. Mane left. That's the wrong one. Z, mane right. Okay, and we should have some colors for the mane. Mane material. Where is this? Surfaces, mane. Back here. Well, there we go. Something worked there. Do we have muzzle hair? Head mane, okay. So we put this on. This is for the head. And then horse hair. Oh, this gives us the horse hair. Because I don't think this horse has hair. Mane, all right. Head hair, horse tail. So we're going to get rid of the tail. Muzzle hair, we'll keep the muzzle hair and ear hair. But then we're going to go with this tail. Which tail do we want? Okay, we have a left. It doesn't matter. The horse isn't going to be showing its tail. So we have the other thing was the horse hair. So let's see what the hair, of course, looks like with hair. Well, that's weird. Z. Oh, it did the whole horse. Z. Okay, it didn't give it hair. It gave it. It did all the main parts, the front part. Okay, now this head mane, we have colors for that. I think. We have this one, the one we used here. Was this? Z. Head main. Okay, I think that turned that color. That horse. Okay, let's go to... How did I move my camera? What the heck? My camera, I thought my camera was locked. What the heck? Now it's all screwed up. That's why you lock your camera, folks. That's why. You lock your camera. So you don't have to find your thing again. Okay, so we go and select our camera here. Back to my favorites, most used. Now I gotta look for it through here. Lock. Okay, camera's locked. Now, let's turn back on UltraScenery. Let's see what our scene looks like. Let's turn our fence on. Let's see. Okay, now let's see what the scene looks like. Okay, the horse is buried in the ground. That may be a problem because when I stand the horse up, it doesn't matter, I guess. I thought the horse kind of looked short. Like small in proportion to my cowboy guy. To Steven. I don't know what his name is. Roy the cowboy. Let's see. Okay, it's not putting it into Iray, which is kind of good for a moment. So we can bring our horse up. That's not too bad. He's not too tall. It's kind of what I wanted. All right. Let's move him back just a hair. And save this. And now let's take a look at this in Iray. Everything's turned on in the scene now. Well, he's got a bush in front of his face. It's not very nice to do that to the horse. And his back kind of looks weird. So we might have to do some. I think once we bring the, see this part, how it goes down, kind of looks weird. Maybe we should put a saddle on him, okay? That's not a bad thing. So what we have to do is we have to find this piece of sage. We'd have to do something with it. So let's hide the horse and hide Dalton so we can do something with the sage. And we're going to go here, favorites, most used, instance locator. Which one is this? Long grass? I think it's in the long grass. That's it. Unpack. All right, this piece of sage, it's gotta go. We'll just put it out here. Okay, now we're gonna repack them up. Okay, where is it? This one. Go back to favorites, most used, and repack. Okay. Now let's bring our horse back in and turn this back on. Iray. We can get rid of our timeline. Oh, he's still got something there in his face. So I think I can move him closer, which is kind of the solution to his back problem. Then I don't have to put a saddle on him. Let's see if that remedies it. Okay. Let's bring our cowboy in. Okay. That's okay. I don't see a problem with this now, with the horse being kind of closer to our cowboy. Now, we're going to mess with what's left in the scene is the sky is too boring. And so we're going to do something very special with the sky to make it look really, really nice. So we're going to now turn off our ground for a while. So we can maneuver around in the scene a little better. And we're going to now put a plane in the scene. Plane. Parameters. We're going to select rotate. Z. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. 90. And we're going to go Z with this, and we're going to push it way back into the scene. Way beyond our world here. We're at 7,000. Let's go to 12. No, 52. All right, now we're going to scale this. We're going to scale it like that. We're going to put a sky on there first, and then we'll know which way it's got to be turned. So we're going to go to surfaces, and we're going to go to our base color. And somewhere in here, we have an HDRI. I think it might be this. That's it. And it looks like it's correct. So we're now just going to go back to parameters. And we're going to scale it X. Like that. We're going to scale it Z. Like that. So the sun is round. We're going to move it down like this. So it's on the horizon. Now, is that a pretty sky? All right. See this? That's why you do this. But we're not done with the sky because we have to make the sky into this plane into an HDRI. And the way you do that is you come down here to emission and you put the same picture on there. You turn it white. And that makes our luminance pop open. You put the picture on your luminance as well. And then you come here and probably give it a 2 so it puts out some light. Okay, and 0. Let's see what this, we don't have our UltraScenery on. Let's turn that on and see what happens. What our desert looks like now that we have a real sky. Look at that. It's so, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off our environment so we have utter and absolute control of our scene lighting. And every time when you do something this, like put a 18 million square foot picture in your scene, usually the first time you go to render it, it just stops and says, I don't want to display this. But if I go out of here and come back, it will probably try to render it then. So it's just kind of weird how it does that. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our environment, and we're going to go to parameters, and we're going to draw a dome off, and we're going to go scene only. Now let's see what we have. 0. They're going to probably be silhouetted or in silhouette. They are. Okay. That's why we want utter control of our lighting. Okay. So what we can do, this is obviously an HDRI. It's putting out light. And you can see, because it's sending light into our scene. Okay. Not very much, but it's making it through. Okay. So what do we do now? All right, well, what we do is we put in a distant light, a sun, into our scene, but on the other side of the scene. So let's now look through that distant light. And as you can see, that's where our cowboy and horse, they're sitting in the middle. They're so tiny you can't see them. That's why it's called a distant light. Now I'm going to come at this angle. So I light the cowboy's face and his eyes, okay? But I want to come at just the angle so it looks kind of like sunrise. All right, we're going to try this. It may not work, but let's go now to this. And let's go here to our light intensity. There's no light coming off of it yet. There's a little bit, but it's not enough to reach the scene. You can see a little bit of light there, but if we put a 2 here, it usually works. Okay, let's see what we got. Now it's lighting the scene, but it's the rock color light. So we're going to bring it down so it's kind of a reddish light, an orange light. Okay. That works. And then we're going to darken this sky in the back, the plane. And I think that's a little too much light here for our scene from our distant light. I love these wide, long shadows. So we're going to go, okay, with, oops, we didn't want that. We're going to go 1 instead of a 2 on our distant light. Let's go back to texture shaded. And we've got an extra viewport here. How do I forget how to get rid of it? What the crap? I forget how to get rid of this. This never happens to me, and it's happened to me twice in the last 2 days. I don't know how I end up bringing in these extra viewports. Oh, here it is. Okay. Just got to remember to click up on this, and then that's probably what I did, was click there. Okay, this sky is too bright. Now I lowered my distant light a little bit, and it's still, I don't think it's red enough here. So I can't really do anything because this ultra scene is too big. So I'm going to turn it off for a moment. But I think I can turn back, just turn on the terrain. Well, that's okay. I guess we'll just do it like that. And what's going on here? My computer is freaking out over all this stuff. It doesn't want to show the sky. I may have made this plane too big, too far away and way too big. So there's a possibility of kind of fixing that. Go into here. And let's just escape this. Let's find my plane again. Let's go to our perspective view and take a look at this plane and see how far we really are from our scene. Now we don't need to be that far away. So I could say that's let's take this, move it closer. Okay, and now we're going to go to our camera view. Ooh, it's kind of pretty right there too. Happy accident, maybe. Let's see what we have here for our scene. Let's see what this looks like. Let's turn back on our UltraScenery terrain. I'm not I think it's because this is so large that this, I kind of like it a little smaller. So if I were to make it a little smaller, I mean, we're missing all this detail up here in the clouds, and so the large sun is very nice, but if we scale it down a little bit, see, we're missing all this other detail here in the sky when we do that. Now let's see if it actually wants to allow us. Okay, I think now I have another light. So I have a spotlight in the scene. I'm going to take this out of the scene because it might be interacting, just saying, doing crazy stuff. You don't want to put, yeah, see, now it seems to want to sort of reticulate. You don't want to put too many different kinds of lights in your scene. You don't want, like, this is called a mesh light, and we have our environment turned off right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my distant light. We're going to give the distant light a little bit of color. Try it. And we're down here. We're going to go like here. A little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. See how that kind of worked? Maybe we could try a little more. Fine. If I go too red and if I go too yellow, it doesn't really work. It's kind of needs to be orange. It's kind of weird. Sometimes the red works. Okay, I'm liking this now. I think the sky's got to come a little bit more this way so it doesn't interfere with that. With our cactus. Let's see what that does. And I think this is kind of ready to okay, so it's not rendering very well. Let's see what our render. And I don't think it's red enough, but I don't think it's red enough. So, and I think this sky is too bright. It's putting off too much light. Maybe that's the problem, where it's sending out too much, all these speckles in the scene. I don't know that we need them. I don't know that we need the light from the sky actually hitting any of this. So this plane, we can go here to the surface of the plane. And we can go here to our lumens on the plane. And let's go. All right, we lost it. Okay, I guess we didn't. It's just so darn slow. We're going to go 9. Enter. Did this get rid of our dots? And that brought that down some. There aren't quite as many of these little speckles. But I think it's still too high. We can change the color of our sky too, make it a little redder. Or we can try lowering the temperature. But I think I'm just going to lower the brightness of it. 9, let's go to 3. Let's cut 6 out of it. So I don't think a little bit of red would hurt this sky. There it is. Okay, let's try a render. Save this. Okay. I think that sky could even go a little redder. Okay, I've got to turn off some of these plants. Okay, what's the big one? It's the pebble layer is huge. Just so I can manipulate around a little bit. And let's turn off some of the base stones. There's 6,000 of them. Some of the low grass. 3,000 of them. Okay, this might enable me to move around a little bit better. Okay. Now we're going to go back to surfaces and talk and play around with this plane. Okay, and we're going to go a little more red. Gosh. I think these lumens are so high. It's like, are we working with the same plane? Oh, this is the emission color. Okay, we can go keep the emission color white. We need to go up here to this color, to our base color, and add this here. There we go. Now let's turn back our plants, all of our, now this, Okay, and now let's see what happens when we turn our cactuses and our 3 million objects here. The rocks, the shrubs, the low grass, the sage. There we go. All right, I think the sun's got to go a little lower on the horizon. It's just like too high to be that much of a sunset. So we'll just take our plane here and move it down. See what that does. Oh, nobody likes me. That's okay. Maybe they'll enjoy this when after it's live. Okay. I think that's too low. And now I'm kind of missing that large sun. So what if we bring it up a little bit like this? And we go back to scaling it. Just a little bit more. See what that does. It's like it didn't scale it at all. What is that? Is that like the moon or something? Whatever it is, it's got to go. All right, we're going to go back to here. I think that's the moon. Oh, it's weird how it's gone now, but all right, let's scale this way up like that. Again, like it was. And you see how it's not quite round? Let's see X. Let's try this. And we need to have our cactus moved out so it's somewhere visible here in the scene. Cactus. See if we can move that. Maybe in there would be kind of cool. Oh, it's right in behind. How did that get? Oh. I grabbed the wrong thing. No, it says pipe cactus. Okay, Z. I think I have to go, okay, what is this? 9. This is in the cactus layer, the pipe cactus. Okay, so we've got to go back up to here. Select UltraScenery. Go to favorites, most used, group locator, This was in the cactus layer. There's our pipe cactus. Unpack that. X translate. Now we can move the pipe cactus, I think. And now let's put it back. Favorites, most used, and repack. All right. Let's see if that fixed it. That is so weird. It didn't move it. We have now this, and this, what is this? It's like, and it doesn't look like my sky. Remember I made that, okay, I guess it did make it bigger, but this, whatever that is, it's still right there. Okay, I need, didn't move my pipe cactus. Okay. Now it's there. Isn't that strange? It's like that's a proxy. That is a proxy. So I moved the proxy and not the actual cactus. I don't understand how this proxy thing works. I moved the physical representation of it and not the actual item, I guess. I'm not sure. Let's see. So let's go back here and try and move. And I think there's another cactus sitting right in that spot that I have to delete. So this is kind of complicated. So most used instance group locator. We're going to go to cactus layer. These are instances. Unpack. Okay, I think we got to move both of these. Yeah, that. So, okay. One is the proxy, the other is the instance. Okay, so we're going to go back to now to, we're going to pack this. Repack. Okay, now that should actually be there now, but we're going to have a cactus in front of it. So a paracactus, we're going to just get rid of that paracactus, but we have to unpack it, and I think that's in the long grass layer. I think it's in the long grass layer. Yeah, well, see, we have another cactus in front of it. Those are pipe cactuses. Desert grass, cactus layer. Okay, let's go to here so I can read these. And pipe cactus, prickly pear cactus layer. So it is in the, it's in the long grass layer. So we have another prickly pear there. Most used. Okay, group layer. Oh, we got to select this. Favorites. Group instance. Prickly pear layer. Okay. There it is. Unpack. We're just going to delete that. I don't think we have to repack them, but let's see. I think I can just delete that. No, Z, I can't delete that. We have to repack them maybe. Let's see. Most used. Repack. Okay, I guess that worked. Let's see if our prickly pear is gone. It is. Now we have this weird prickly pear here right by his ear. Kind of, I don't think we need it. And I think if I moved that prickly pear and got rid of that, I could move this over a tiny bit and move that sun over towards the horse a little bit. And I don't know what this is. Haven't figured it out yet. It's probably in the sky, and it only shows in Iray. So I may have to take this image into Photoshop and like blot that out to get rid of it. But when I moved the sky and made it larger, it didn't change its place, which is kind of strange. It's almost like I didn't really resize the sky when I thought I was doing it. Okay, so we've got to now go, before I forget, we've got to go to this UltraScene. We've got to go to the pear cactus. Most used. Group locator. Prickly pear. Now this is in the way. I can't see what's going on here. That's it. Unpack. Delete that. Oops. What did I just do? Z. Delete that. Now, I don't know what I just did. Let's see if hopefully I didn't delete the one I wanted, the pear cactus I wanted. It's like when I had the fence in behind, like a bit tall fence, and it was kind of disturbing the look of his hat against the sky. You don't want things in certain places. This hat is supposed to be like an iconic symbol. And just like the horse's head and all is an iconic symbol. And the cactus is that you don't want things destroying those symbols, okay? It's almost like this sage bush is a little too much here and it's destroying the symbol of the cactus. So we're gonna work on these things. So now what happens when I hide the plane? Does that red little dot go away? Oh, I know what the dot is. I think I know what the dot is. I think the dot is it's the sky. It's this is my distant light reflecting on the back plane. So if I were to get rid of some of the back planes, I don't know, glossiness, make the back plane a little bit more. Let's see if we can do something to make it less like shiny. So we have a glossy inputs on. Let's turn that off. And then let's go into this diffuse roughness and just give it a little bit more roughness here. So the sky isn't shiny. So the plane isn't shiny. And usually one or the other of that will fix it. That didn't do it, so we take the reflectivity off maybe. See if that does it. We could take the glossy layered weight, we just bring that to 0. There it is, gone. Yeah, it was. Now, did that do anything to the sky to make it not look good? Not really. I don't think it ruined the sky totally. I think the sky could be a little darker. So we're going to try to darken it somehow. There's our luminance up there. We're going to turn the one-sided light off, two-sided light off, and hopefully it's this side. That's our light. And the emission color, let's just try to bring this light down a little bit. Let's see about that. That didn't really do much. So we're going to go up here and try bringing our base color and darkening it a little. Yeah, I think it could go even darker. Yeah. Then these guys pop out of the scene more. But when it's darker like that, we have this light issue. But they'll go away as it renders more and more and more. Those will render away. Now I was going to move the sky over a little bit more, the sun over a bit. Sway a little more. Let's see what that looks like. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I cannot believe it's 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, all right. So this is what I wanted to do, was move the sun over a little more so I can move this cactus over so that our iconic fence has its... So because the cactus is disrupting the iconic fence, you see, we need to have these things in their own separate places. So if we take this sun and we bring it up a little more, how far can we bring it? Bring it over a little more. The sun's going to have its iconic place. Then we're going to go here back to our UltraScenery and go back to our unpacker here. Group locator. We're going to find our prickly pear. Move this out of the way. Where is it? There it is. Unpack. The prickly pear. Now we're going to move that so it has its iconic place. And then our fence has its iconic place. And his hat has its iconic place. Even his hand kind of has an iconic place. Now where's our fence? Fence line, parameters. We can move this over a little, rotate it like this. Yeah. And then we can bring it down a little bit. So his hand still has. Let's see how that works. And I think I want to get rid of or move a couple of pieces of sage. In the front, it's blocking the pear cactus. Yeah, this sage, piece of sage here. So we got to go back to our UltraScene here. Favorites, most used, instance locator group. Now where's our long grass? I think it's in the long grass. There it is, unpack. This little group of sage. What if we just delete that one? And this little one, we're going to move over here. Now we got to pack them back up. Where's our... There it is. Pack them back up. Repack. Okay. I think that's perfect. Now I wonder about this piece of sage in behind the horse, but let's see. It's not too bad. It's behind the horse and it's not really disrupting the horse that much, but let's see. Okay, the horse is casting a shadow on my pear cactus. I think the only way to fix that is to bring the pear cactus up a little bit. Or bring it over under the sun. And then it's going to be in the way of those pieces of sage. I think if we bring it ahead a little bit, it may interfere with my fence, but it's not going to be that bad. All right, UltraScene. Favorites, back to most here. Locator, prickly pear. I don't think I packed it. No, the prickly pear is still active here. This could be a really good idea because these cactuses and all are supposed to be the iconic thing of the desert. Now it's in the light. Okay, I think we could, all right, now, I'm wondering, because this is so close, that I think I can find a better prickly pear cactus, because these are supposed to be like kind of far away and in the scene there, but I think I have cactus that from the same artist, Martin Frost, that are higher quality cactuses. They're meant for up close. Doesn't matter what it really, the way it looks, as long as it looks the best it can. I don't, you know, like the particular cactus. Okay, so we may be able to delete this. So let's go here and look up cactus and see what we can find. We have that. See, we have some cactus. All right. See, this kind of looks a little better than that cactus. Let's see. I think it's meant to be a little closer to the camera, you know, kind of thing. We rotate it around a little bit. Let's see. I think we might have more cactuses, but that's the latest cactus I bought. That's all we have for cactus. So it's either that or nothing, or the other one, the other cactus. Or we have these other kind of desert plants, but they're a little bit more like these kind of cactuses. These are materials. That's a prop. Okay, I think I think this cactus is going to do if I rotate it the right way. Parameters. Yeah. Okay. Is that in the ground right? No, it's not. Okay. There we go. I think this looks a little bit more like it's high res. It's meant for up close. Yes, it is. So, I think we've got to move the cactus a little closer. I love the sky now. I think some mountains would be nice too, between the sky and the land. Let's see if that catches the sun. I might have to move the horse back a little bit. Why did I have to move the horse up? Okay, because I guess there were plants there, but oh, I didn't like the way the horse's back kind of curved. It needed a saddle or something. Yeah, so we can move the horse back a little bit more, just a little bit to compensate here. So so our cactus won't. Thoroughbred horse. Just a little bit. A little bit back here. Let's see if that works. I think it's starting to look balanced. Like everything has its area, you know? Yeah, the cactus is now out of the shadow. The horse is fine. The cowboy, and it bringing the horse back a little bit, brought the cowboy ahead a little bit. It made the cowboy pop out. So, now I was thinking about a mountain range. So the way we do that is we grab some of this. We go to UltraScenery XT. Add some. I'm getting pretty good at this UltraScenery XT now. So this should put a big gigantic chunk of land in the scene, floating overhead. Let's go to 9. Yeah, we have, like, we're inside of a cave now. But what we do, that looks pretty cool. So we're going to go to 40. Let's go 40 and see if that brings it down. We need to land below our, and it didn't. I don't think, not enough. Yeah, it did. Okay. But not quite enough. Let's go to 30. 30. Just want a little bit of does that kind of disturb? Let's change up, let's change our, let's generate a different piece of land. See what if we just by generating a different piece of land, if we get a different feel. Now that's not what I wanted. That's kind of nice though also. Just any other one of these. Let's try a few. See, it changes this, randomizes this image, and the land is made by a piece of, so that didn't work. Oh. Just changing it by 1 gives you a completely different piece of land. Now this is a big gigantic piece of land in front of everything. That's kind of weird. Look at that. Look at that. That is an amazing silhouette though. I love doing this. I love making art like this. You just never know what's going to boom all of a sudden pop out of your scene. Now the land should be over here, but I don't see it. There it is. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted now. Okay, so we now put just some kind of trees on here. So there's a little bit of depth. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so we have to save, create a folder. Here, where does it go? Presets, save location. This is what it is. Browse. And this is where we want it, but we're going to go up 1 level. And this is going to be called Cowboy on the Range. New folder. On the range. And we're going to put these images in there. Okay, that's our image. That gets saved in there. And now we're going to turn on a biome. And I always make the trees. We're going to relegate current camera. And I'm going to relegate it's writing the biome. Okay, we're going to scale it to 0.5. Well, all right. Save this. Okay, this is going to be our first render, our test render. See what the scene looks like. It kind of, the land may not work, okay, because it took this piece of cactus and it took away its kind of place in the sky. So it may not work, but let's just look at it. Because I try to put layers upon layers in my scenes. It's like, and in the background there could be a big barn or something, you know, kind of thing. So, and then a field in the background, and then a mountain range, and then a sky, and then, you know, gosh, whatever else. Clouds, a cloud layer, things like that. You just try to build layers in your scene. So, we're going to now try a render of this. So we're going to go to General, and let's do a 2000 render. We're at 16 by 9. Render. Let's see what our scene looks like. Oh, I didn't set the tree level. It's probably going to work, but I can't say for sure if we'll even have a tree until we look at it. Okay. No, the trees, this doesn't work. The land doesn't work. Because it just don't expect to see trees like that in the background. You might see mountains like way in the distance of a desert. You definitely do. Like in Tucson, there's mountains all around the desert. But this doesn't look right. And so we're going to look at that. That cactus looks really nice. So, and I think I don't know, I might close the horse's eye a little bit. Would you like to cancel this render? Yes. So this is a very rare occasion where UltraScenery XT doesn't work. Okay, so we're just going to get rid of that. And we're back to our endless desert, which is kind of what we needed. This range. Okay, so the horse's eye, I think I'm not going to close it a little bit. I want to give him maybe a little bit of hair hanging from his chin, just to make him a little more cowboy. So some kind of hair on his face. We'll see. It might, because I kind of like the way he looks young. So here, but like a cowboy. I also like that kind of authentic kind of look of a cowboy too. So I'm kind of tossed. And if the hair just totally, sometimes like his clothing is another kind of signature, like the cactus and this cactus and the horse's head and the sun and the hat, his clothing, and this could actually interfere with the clothing if so maybe just giving him a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow might be the best way to do it. I think that's probably where I'm going now, because if I hang something here, it's going to look kind of like, what the heck is that, you know, kind of thing. So I think we're going to go with just the 5 o'clock shadow, just to toughen him up a little bit. What am I looking for? Content library. Go here to products. Get rid of horse. We're looking for hair now. Hair. I have a new product. It just gives you, I'm not sure, we'll try it. Well, I've had it for a couple of months. Let's see, it's here. Where is it? think that's it. Yeah. Shadow beard. Shadow hair. Shadow mask. Okay, so I think we're going to go with the beard and the mask. Okay, let's try that on our guy. It's kind of a new thing where it colors his face a little bit and it puts the beard there rather than just the beard. It kind of discolors his face a bit. So you can go with just the discoloration of the face, or you can go with just the hair, or you can go with both. So we'll try both first. Which is an interesting concept. Let's see it. I think that's a little too much. See? It looks nice, but I think it's a little too much. So am I going to go either with just the mask or the beard? Let's try just the beard. Just the hair and not the discoloration. That is kind of nice. And see, there's another iconic thing here. Let's try just the discoloration. The mask. I'm not too fond of this mask, the times that I've used it, but this might be that one time where it's just light enough, it's just kind of enough to make it look, it's kind of like paint on his face. Yeah, see, I don't like that too much. So I'm almost tempted to not use anything here. I wish this came with I wish this came with a goatee and a mustache as well. So we got to turn this UltraScene off. I can't even get it to scroll down through the list of hair. Jack, does he have just a beard apply? Let's see what Jack's beard looks like. And it looks like Jack has the ability to make it just a mustache. I think I'd like to go with just a mustache, but yeah, I think we're going to go with the mustache because that doesn't interfere with. Oh, see, this is just subtle enough. That is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so there it is. It's just enough. Now his eyes look like they're staring, kind of like scared. So we're going to go and give him a little bit of a blink. Okay, so we're going to go to parameters. Dalton. Blink. Okay. We're just going to blink him a tiny bit. Just to relax him a little bit. He's still kind of staring. But I think he's relaxed a little more now. Just maybe a tear more. Yeah. Okay, I think this is ready now. I want to see if the horse has eyelashes, just to make sure. I don't know. Let's go back to Dalton. Let's take a look at the horse's eyes and see if he's got eyelashes. Yeah, he's got eyelashes. I think. Yeah, there's eyelashes there. They're not very pronounced, but they're there. There's some hair there. Okay. Just have to double check and make sure. Now Dalton's eyebrows are a little bit strong, but you can't really tell because they're in the shade of his hat. But they're just the wrong color for his face. So I could just lighten them a little bit. But you know, some guys have blonde, they have like kind of reddish blonde beards and black hair. That's, I know there are men like that, and they don't dye their hair or anything. It's just the way they are. So let's go to Dalton here. Let's just lighten his eyebrows a tiny bit. Eyebrows. And we're going to surfaces, brows, base color. Oh my gosh, it's this again. And what have we got? The base color, let's kind of go with a brown, to a brown. Not completely. That just did something, a little bit of something. And we're going to go here again. And highlights. Okay, I think that's okay now, better. Then we can give him, take some of the green out of these. We're going to do all three at the same time. Base color. Cancel. It won't let me. Okay, we're going to take some green out and some of the blue out. And some of the green out. Some of the blue out. Some of the green out. Some of the blue out. And this is just too dark. If I get too light on this, it's not going to look right. His hair is kind of dark too, and I'm kind of ignoring that fact that he's got dark hair. Which one's so dark here? This is too red. Gotta mix a little bit of green. A little bit of blue there. So let's mess with his hair a little bit and kind of Lighten his hair. Where's his hair? 5 o'clock shadow hair. Of course. Oh man, he's got 4 different strands. Okay, that's okay. Which ones are black? This is the darkest color. And we've got a diffuse color overlay. Strand. That like did nothing. So, emission color, okay. Maybe it will change in Iray. Let's take a look at him in Iray now. Make sure his eyebrows aren't pink or something strange. It looks like, what is that? So, oh, okay. His hat is creating a very serious shadow there, which is really not something I'm going to change. It almost looks like a bandana that he's wearing under his hat. I'm not going to change this any more than that. His hair now looks kind of brown. His eyebrows don't look black, but this was kind of adding to it, to the blackness of his eyebrows. Okay, oh, that's softer now looking. Yeah. Now, let's give him some... I think he already has blush. You see this little area in his face? It looks blush. I was going to give him some blush, but I think he's got enough kind of something going on there to call it blush. We're going to save this now. And now we're going to, I think that's it. So we're going to turn back on our land. I mean our UltraScene. And we have these weird little lights hitting. I don't know where they're coming from. Almost like it's coming from the sun, but little specks all over everything. We're gonna hope they go away in the render. Thank you very much for the like. Very kind of you. Thank you. Very, very much. So, so this is it. So we're going to set up our render now. I'm going to try rendering it small first. So let's do a small render. Just make sure that there's nothing that stands right out in the small render that I can see, where it's like, oh, his eyes are closed or something kind of thing. And if there's nothing like that, then I'm going to render it at 10,000 by like 8,000. Oh, look at this. Now there's a bunch of little specks. I think they're going to go away. Yeah, I like that little black thing. It almost looks like a bandana, like some kind of bandito kind of thing. Black little gang thing he's got going on. Little gang bandana. It's kind of cool. It accentuates his looks. See, he's got a little bit of some kind of color here. I'm not going to mess that up. Wow. Yeah, everything's fine. Now, I was thinking about, okay, now his finger is going through his foot. Now let's see about his foot. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going like through the ground or anything, but this finger's kind of messed up. So we're going to cancel this. That's the only thing I see right now. These little specks and stuff, they're going to fix. I think they'll fix over time. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do to fix them. All right, what I'm going to, it might be, I have to figure out what's causing that. Okay. Is it my distant light? Or is it the sky in the background? That's what we have to find out. I think it's my distant light. But let's see now. What were we going to do? I'm going to fix his finger. Okay, we'll put that there. Now we're going to select his hand. Go to 9 here. I could just bend his hand up, but I think it's just that one finger. That's the problem. Okay, I'm getting tired. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to go to parameters, bend. Okay, and you can't see that his other finger is like off his pants, but we're going to bend that down a little bit. Okay, and the pinky looks fine. Okay, that's good. And I'm not going to rest his hand on his knee. I'm going to leave it disconnected, and the same with his hat. You'd think you'd want it but if you put the hand there, you lose the icon of the hat. Okay, so that's the same thing here. And this mosey, this kind of lazy leg here. Again, these are all meant to be icons. So the camera. So we're going to leave them the way they are. Now there was one other thing we're going to try to figure out. What's causing the speckles in the scene. So we're going to turn this on, and I'm going to turn off the sky, this background here, and see if the speckles go away. The plane. We'll do that now. They do go away. So our plane is causing those speckles. So we have to do something. Stop the plane from putting off light. Something like that. We turn this on and speckles come back. It's because of the mixture of these two light systems. When they meet in the middle, they kind of fight, because that's all these rays coming from one light and all these rays coming from the other light, and the computer has no trouble figuring one. If I turn off the distant light, probably the plain light will be fine. We won't see any more speckles. It's because they're interacting. Now we turn off the distant light. No, we still have speckles. Okay. We have to figure out how to fix this. That is kind of interesting. I should probably render this, at least render one of these like that as well. It's got all of our icons in it, in silhouette. This is so interesting. So this might be a good time to try and see. I think I want to leave this, what that is doing. And, you know, after an hour or two of rendering, all these little teeny speckles and spots will reticulate. And they'll become fairly good. Okay, this I notice. Now I'm noticing something wrong here. This needs sub D so that it's not, well, I don't know that it needs to be round. Maybe we'll leave it like that. Our pear cactus is like perfectly circular, or are they kind of squared off like that in chunks? I don't think they are squared off like that. So it just, to my eye, looks ugly. So where's our cactus? We're going to save this. It may already have sub D. So let's go to our parameters of the cactus. No, I don't see any sub D on the cactus. So we go to Edit, Object, Geometry. There we go. Perfect. That looks better. This doesn't look like a cheap video game kind of thing. All right, I like it round better. Okay, so we have that fixed. His hat doesn't, everything else looks fine. You just notice things as you're kind of like doing a check of your scene. And so I'm going to leave the sky the way it is. I like the fact that these two lights are kind of fighting each other. And I think we'll let the computer just have hours and hours to try and figure out the interaction between the two. Because when I turn that off, so we have this kind of silhouette and then the front light together making the scene. And I think they're both really beautiful. We're going to save this. So everything's ready for a large render. So we're going to, I don't have anything in the scene that I could kind of delete that's not in this being seen. Everything that's in the scene is in front of the camera. Okay, I turned off my distant light. Let's turn that back on. Save this again. And now let's do a very large render. We're going to do 10,000 by 5,000. And we're going to go to progressive render. That's okay, all set. This is off. Save this again. And this is going to do it for me. I'll start the render up. Gosh, he's so beautiful. Let's start the render up here. And I'll zoom around the scene because this is going to be gigantic. So I'll zoom around the scene and let you see some of the items in the scene up close. Nobody will ever see things like this up close because it's so big, unless they were to buy it on a bedspread or a shower curtain or something like that. They might see that his hand was going through his leg, things like that. But here we go. Look how nice that cactus is. Everything in this scene has, the sky's a little bit blurry. No, it's not actually. Just these clouds are a little bit. And if I shrunk the sky in a little bit, they would go away. But this is the very worst of the low quality in the sky. Now that's got me thinking. We have to stop this. I might have this sky in a higher quality, that may be something that would help. I may have this like in 4K, the same exact sky in 4K. We're going to look. Well, I think this is 4K. I might have it in 8. Well, this might be in 1K, and I might have it in 4K. I don't think I do, but we're going to look. Won't hurt to look. I always just, when I find that I have the same sky in a higher resolution, it just really makes me feel good about my scene. So this is on our plane. We go to surfaces, plane. We're back. Okay, we're going to go here to this. Okay, this is AHART. We'll browse. Okay, here they are. And what number that was that? Okay, we got to go back. I should have looked at the whole thing. RSGH 12. Okay. AH. Okay, this has a 12. RD. Okay, it had a 12. 12. There's 12. Okay, this is JPEG and this is HDR. And I'm quite sure I grabbed the HDR. I don't think that's a JPEG in the sky. And this is what? 24-bit. 8K. See, an 8K sky shouldn't be looking like that. That's the HDR. No, that's an 8K sky. The only way to make that any higher quality, because I've zoomed in on the sky, is to make it a little smaller, the sun a little smaller. And that's what we're going to try to do. Is stretch the sky a little smaller. So we go to parameters. Now we have some resolution here. We're going to go Y to translate. Y. Up that high as we can get. And we go over. This may change the lighting situation in the scene as well. But it's going to give us a lot more resolution. As I move that in, all those pixels condensed. Oh, see, that's not bad. I think I'm going to do it because I want that resolution in the scene. Because it's the only thing in the scene. It's like when you zoom in on his gloves. Just like his gloves alone. Let's just take a look at his gloves. And we go to the perspective view and let's take a look at these gloves. Let's zoom in on these gloves. Now let's go into Iray. Let's look at the textures on his gloves and his pants. We're like way up close. We're much closer than you would ever get. This is the amount of detail and everything else in the scene. See, well, they're pretty textured. They kind of have a plasticky look. And this is his pants. Like this, his pants have a look how kind of worn, but there's a kind of, and it looks like his gloves are torn a little bit. They have a tear in them. Yeah, there's a lot of realism. They're a little bit too shiny. I could fix that. But I'm not going to mess with it. Because, I mean, I think his boots are the same way. Let's see what his boots look like up close. I could put any texture I want on these, but these are pretty nice textures. This is a very nice set. Yeah. I think they look real. They have just the right amount of kind of shine to them and all. They look right. And we've got this ganglia of specks. They'll go away. I'm going to just hope that reticulates, that they reticulate and turn. They're going to look like this. They're getting a light from the sun. That's kind of illuminating the edges of things, backlighting kind of thing. So that's what it is. It's backlighting. There's a little war going on. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're done. And we're going to go back to our camera view. Now the rocks don't look like, they look round. They don't look kind of like little square cubes. They look round enough. I could put some sub-D on them maybe if I needed to, but they look round to me. So, all right, so we're going to do a render here. I wonder if the sky is like too red. And if it would just be a little nicer if it was a warmer orange. I think it would. Surfaces. Plane. Now that I've kind of moved the sky in a little bit. It'd be warmer looking. More arid and less, yeah. I think we're going to go with the orange look. And less of the red. It's more natural. Less ominous. Okay, so. Yeah, all right. I was kind of going for that really close to sunset time where the sky is just kind of twinkling out. But the sun was a little too high in the sky. And if I bring the sun down, it's just going to get covered by this stuff. So this is it. This is our scene. Oh, one more thing. We have to have a VDB. We have to have some fog. some atmosphere. There's no atmosphere. Let's go with this one. Parameters. Let's try that. Where is it? All right, let's undo. Okay, that's back. There it is. There's our fog. Just a little bit of ground fog. All right, that's it. Save this. And now we go to our render and click render. And that's our scene. Cowboy on the range. What a huge scene. He's beautiful. Okay. I love this because it's like such higher quality than games and things like that. It's just the level of detail. Now I think that I can get hair for the horse, but like that little bits of hair, so that's like he's covered in hair. But I think we're gonna leave that. And I'm wondering if this is the highest resolution. It doesn't look bad, his skin. I'm just wondering if it's the highest resolution that I like own every bit of the horse stuff. There might be a couple of products that I don't have, but okay, let's see what this cactus looks like. It doesn't look like it's floating in the sky, so I didn't mess that up. The fence looks good. Wow, Look how realistic that fence looks. I had no idea it was that detailed. That is pretty cool. I think that's an UltraScenery fence. That is very cool. Kind of looks like a Hobbit fence or something. It's kind of cool. Very nice. Even got little nail holes. Look at this. Very high quality cactus. Very nice. So this is it. We just let this render on. What iteration are we at? 55, and it's been 2 minutes, so we get about 50 every 2 minutes. And we've got to go to about 2,000. So that's like an hour and a half. So, all right, well, thank you very much for hanging out with me and watching. I hope you've liked this. Let's take a look at our fog real quick. See what it looks like. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit of fog down near, it's just low to the ground, but you can see it. It just makes it, the scene, a little bit more, have atmosphere and not be just everything pristine clear. It's nice to have some atmosphere in your scene. And it does it. It does a very nice job. I love that. That's the SickleYield fog VDBs. All right. So all these little specks, they'll go away. But it's going to take a few hours. I'm quite sure, well, they won't go away. They'll become so tiny. We're looking at this very tiny. We've only got like 80 or 90, 100, couple hundred, 90 iterations. We're going to go up to probably 4,000 or 5,000 because I'm going to let it render up the rest of the night. And so this is going to be nice. They'll become smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're going to look like light hitting these instead of little specks. Little kind of tiny lights hitting things and giving it a little bit of shine. It's going to look like shine when it's done. All right, thank you very much. Look at the hair. Horse has hair right in his ears, and he's also got hair in his snout. A little bit of hair here. Kind of cool. Some hair on his chin. See little hairs. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is doing in your part of the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. This is Rex Red saying so long, take care, and thank you very much for your likes and comments. If you have any questions, if you'd like me to cover a certain product or technique or feature in Daz Studio or Blender, just ask and I will read your comment and try to respond. Alrighty, bye-bye for now. Thank you for watching. Take care. Rex Red saying so long. EZ3DTV.